on reflection of day one of the D-Lab project, I feel that the students worked with us very well. They were aware that we were there in case they needed additional or extra support. I feel that although that we did scaffold and support the activities, the students were able to get on with it themselves, and that they knew we were there in case they were confused about something or needed support within that area. Through discussing and having conversations with students, I feel that their understanding of what a change maker is and what Exit Games are has changed from our pre-day. I feel that they are starting to understand as well how we can use technology in order to make Exit Games, and that technology isn't just for sitting down looking at a screen, that we can have it for movement and we can gain some exercise from it. I feel that they worked quite well with us, and there wasn't any like unsureties about anything. Like they knew we were here if they needed us. I think as well that they're starting to understand the differences between us and like the school in Denmark, and through the ability to be able to communicate them through video calls and being able to see pictures of their school and pictures of what they do in their free time, that they can see that although they're the same age, there is some differences, but that change maker and what making a change is still the same, that both countries look at change maker in the same way. I think it was also nice that the children were able to change experiences. So with the group I was working with, and when we got to speak to Denmark, they were able to talk about how they used a microbit, and that we used our microbit to make a Fitbit, and they were able to hear how and what Denmark done with their microbit. And I think it was nice that although they're different countries which are miles and miles apart, the students were still able to find that connection and that bond, and they were able to talk about what they had done that day. I also feel that as our art from ourselves, that we didn't have to rely solely on like the teachers like Helen or Ellis, that we were able to use our technology and just work with the group of children that we had, and we were able to start to build those relationships with the students as we're going to be working with them over the next few months within this project, that we will start to be able to build that rapport so that they know who we are and can begin to understand that they can come to us for support during this project, and they can ask us questions. And I think they've begun to understand that no question's a silly question, and that we just want them to get as much out of the project as they can. I do think that the ideas that they're coming up with now is changing a lot from the post-day and the pre-day, and they're beginning to start to stand on their own feet and beginning to think, oh, okay, so this is what a change maker is, and this is how we can make change as an individual. And within the discussion of when we reflect on the different activities, it started to show that the students are aware of global issues and are starting to think about how we can use technology to change these global issues. And like, it's not just an issue that's going to impact England, but it'll impact the world. So that was really nice to start to hear their ideas around that. I think that the day went really, really well, and I feel like the next couple of days, like what we work with the students, are just going to be even better, because now we've created that bond and that rapport with them, and we can just continue to increase on that and continue to build their knowledge on what a change maker is and what Exit Games are, and how eventually how they can form and create their own Exit Games using technology. It's nice to start hearing their own ideas and hearing like their opinions just through talking with them, like informally, just asking them questions while we were doing different activities. I also began to see that they all helped and supported each other, which I think within Changemaker, I feel like that's a big aspect of it, that we need to learn and how to work with each other and how to support each other. And I discovered, like, through working with the microbit, as it was a new piece of technology for them, they were able to help each other and support each other. So when one child was like, oh, I'm not sure where to find this, and someone else can, oh, well, I've already done this, so you do this X, Y, and Z. Or even when they were attaching it to like their ankle or their hand, they were able to help each other with that. I think it even sort of brought out some competitiveness in them, which was nice because it didn't become too much. It was starting to become more fun, who could get the most steps and who can get to the higher steps quicker. That, in fact, when I had to reset them to let other students have the same experience, that they were kind of sad because some of them had actually got quite high. You could actually see some of the children starting to run around the classroom and start pacing up and down in order to get their steps up. So I think that it's also helping build a nice community between them, because I'm not sure if these children have really worked together before, but they start to like work together, and just you can almost see friendships like really developing and really growing, and they're not afraid to be like, actually no, I just want to work on my own. They're very coming to work with each other and to support each other. So I do think as a whole that the day went really well, and we were able to work all together, which I think was really nice. And the students, their ideas are coming on really well. So I think the whole day as a whole was a positive, and looking forward now to building on what we've started with and to continue working with them.